Hey, eighth graders. Your eighth grade year is almost over, but before it can end, we need final exams. When's your final exam? It is Thursday, May 14th. So let's get riled up for final exams. Woo, woo, woo!
All right, so the format for our final exam is going to be on a Google form. There's going to be 5 open-ended questions. There's going to be 1 performance assessment question that should look familiar to you. You only get 1 attempt at the final exam, so you want to make sure that you take your time and you give your best effort. You're going to have a 2-hour time limit from the time that you begin the final exam to turn in the final exam. So it's not a race. You shouldn't rush to get finished, but you do want to pace yourself that you will be finished within that 2-hour time frame.
Here's a hint. Open the assessment to see the questions, write down your answers on a piece of paper or a Word doc, then log back in and type your answers before submitting. This will prevent you from getting timed out and losing all of your responses.
All right, please, before you begin, please make sure you're going to a location in your house that is quiet, uninterrupted. You shouldn't have your headphones in, listening to music while you're writing your answers. It will change the way you communicate your responses, and that's really important. Please make sure that you don't have the TV on in the background. People aren't talking to you. So make sure you are in a safe, in a quiet place in your house so that you can completely focus and not have any distractions. You only have 1 attempt, so you want to make sure that you don't mess it up.
In the beginning, there was light. No, but for real, in the beginning of each of your exams, not just science final, but all the finals, these are the questions that you must answer. You have to. Please make sure that you read that very first paragraph. Now, you are already given that information by Mr. Dale, but you still need to read it on your own. Make sure you enter today's date. Now, I'm saying today, but it needs to be the day that you take the final exam, which is, once again, Thursday, May 14th, 2020. The current time, meaning 8:30 a.m., 8:30 p.m. Make sure you document that. The teacher's name for this assessment, your science teacher. If you don't know your science teacher's name, you have not paid attention all year. So put your science teacher's name there. Okay, your first and your last name. What's on your birth certificate, your government name. No pookies, no names like that. We don't know who you are. And then the next is the honor code statement. At Coleman, we are as honest as possible. You must click on the honor code statement. Make sure you read it and understand it, of course, but follow those first 5 or 6 steps before you start anything.
So the honor code for our exam, I'm not going to necessarily read that to you, but I do want you to remember that the choices that you make could potentially lead to disciplinary consequence. And I know that you're thinking, okay, well, the school year is almost over, like, that's not a big deal. But as an 8th grader, if you violate the honor code, you could potentially receive consequence that carries over into high school. And nobody wants to start their high school experience like that. So just make sure that you are cognizant of the choices you are making and that you are making good choices.
Okay, as Ms. Parkman stated, make sure that you are reading the directions. From the very beginning, it might ask you for evidence. It might ask you to model it. You have to go through and read each part of your question and answer that to the best of your ability. I want you to look at the 2 examples I've given. That was part of the test from last week. It says evidence. It had describing, model, defend your claim, and you can't do that in 1 sentence. You need at least a paragraph, and the final will be the same. So please make sure that you read the directions, see what's expected, and almost give yourself a checklist. There is no need for you to try to find a separate periodic table and have a different tab open. If a periodic table is necessary, one will be provided for you. Each question will be 20 points, and that will be broken up depending on the parts of a question. So please make sure if there's A, B, C, you are completing A, B, C for the full 20 points.
Well, there you have it. The most awesome 8th grade science teacher video ever. We believe in you. You can do it. We want you to do your best. There's no Christmas tree. There's Christmas trees in December and in July, but not on this test. Answer completely. You're going to do awesome. And we know you're going to do awesome because you have awesome science teachers. We are tops in the county. So we have given you all the necessary tools for survival. If you die, that's your fault. No, but anyway, do your best. Good luck. We really do miss you. It may not seem like it, but we really do miss you. We'd rather be with you than where we are right now.
You got this. So
8th grade teachers, let's give them a big roo-ha or whatever we want to give them to get them motivated. Yes, yeah, woo, woo, hands in the air, hands in the air.